My voice is kind of slow. Can you hear me in the back? I'm just messing with you. My wife tells me, tone it down, tone it down. So when you see me, do you see an entrepreneur? Probably not. You see a banker. If you saw every personality test I've ever taken, it would tell you I should be anything but an entrepreneur. As a matter of fact, when an entrepreneur opportunity just stood right in my face and said, you should do this, probably a dozen times I rejected it. And here I am 26 years later, an entrepreneur and the CEO of the same company we founded 26 years ago. First Alliance Bank was founded by my brother and myself. And I don't have all the wonderful stories of bobbing and weaving through multiple careers. I became a banker right out of school. I don't know how to do anything else. Maybe I could sell cars if I wasn't a banker, but that'd probably be about it. So I wanted to take an opportunity to talk to you about more practical things related to your life, your journey as an entrepreneur, maybe your journey as a business person if you don't want to be an entrepreneur. Things that I've learned, and I've been, and MJ, we used this word earlier, intentional. I've been very intentional about documenting over the years things that I thought are just necessary to achieve good things in life, be a good citizen, to be a good human being, to be a good business person, and yes, even be a good entrepreneur. And I want to talk through the list. I've got 4. The list is bigger than 4, but I'm going to talk to you about 4 that I think are non-negotiables and things that I think you can do something about today. But I want you to picture for me, if you took an acorn, 2 acorns, and you put one of those acorns in the ground, in the most fertile of grounds, in a big open field with the right temperature, the right conditions, it's going to turn into a massive oak tree. You can take that same seed and put it in a 5-gallon bucket, and it will forever be restricted to the environment that you put it in. And environments, whether we like it or not, are most of the time self-imposed. And we can do things about the conditions of which our life operates and decisions of which we make. So I'm going to talk to you about 4 of them. You mentioned one earlier, self-limiting beliefs, the doubt in ourselves. I went to a leadership conference a couple years ago. It was a camp, actually, about 10 years ago. And they got real deep into the psyche of leadership and what that meant. And during the course of the week, they asked us to write down the things that go through our head that they thought were enabling, that inhibit our ability to achieve what we wanted to achieve in our companies. And this company has been open for 40 years, and they've got hundreds and hundreds of CEOs, great CEOs actually, that have been through the same process. And I was a bit embarrassed to kind of write down the things that I thought were my demons in my head. But at the time they were, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not worthy to be in this room. Everybody else here is better than me. And when they showed us the top 10 things that everybody said over the last 40 years were the same exact things. Some of the greatest CEOs in the world had those same doubts. Let me tell you why that exists. And I'm not a scientist, but this is the way it works. When you're born and when you're very young, your brain begins to form. There's an emotional component of your brain, the part that controls fear, forms first. And you begin to develop these tendencies early in life, the idea of identifying things that could harm you or impact you in a negative way. This is where the fight or flight mentality comes from. But the idea of reasoning is developed later. So by the time you understand the concept of reasoning, you've already got these negative images in your head, things that kind of hold you back from making decisions that could be impactful in a bad way to you. And that's natural, and everybody has those self-doubts. Everybody has them. The best leaders in the world, the best CEOs, the best entrepreneurs learn how to reason their way and understand that what's in your head is fake news, and that you are capable, and that you are worthy of achieving great things. Do not let negative self-talk stop you from doing what you're passionate about. The next thing I want to talk to you about are your inner circle, the people you bring into your life. And there's a lot of these we can talk about, but the one most important, and you all here are very young, so you're really early in this, you've got time to fix it, is make sure when you pick your life partner that it is the right life partner. It will probably be the most important relationship decision that you'll make in your entire life. When I married my wife, a year and a half later, I went to her and said, I think I want to start a bank. And she had a good job, we just built a house, we were talking about starting a family. And she said, well, okay, do we have enough money to do that? I said, well, the average bank right now takes 2 years to get open, and I've got enough money to live for a year. Okay, what's the chances you won't get it open? I said, better than 50% we won't get it open. What's the chances that you can go back in banking if you don't get it open? Probably 0. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you really want to do this, how bad you really want to do it, I said a 9. She said, well, let's do it. She never, it's 26 years, has ever complained. The 100-hour work weeks, having dinner with me, bringing the kids to the bank so we can have dinner together every night, and then me getting up at 5 in the morning and working to midnight every night. She's never once complained about it. If I had not had a partner that shared my values and shared my passion and supported me, I would have never been able to do what we've done. I'm not going to spend any time on 3 more, but the 3 more that every one of you should have in your arsenal: a good attorney, a good accountant, and a good banker. And I'm not talking about the banker on your cell phone. I'm talking about a banker relationship. You need to know financial people. You need to know people that help you manage your money. And you need to know people that can help you structure a good business. The third thing I want to talk to you about is investing in yourself. Probably the single best thing you can do is continue to invest in yourself. The most dangerous person in the room is always the person who believes they're the smartest. If you had one car, and it's the only car you could have for the rest of your life, you probably would spend a lot of resources on making sure it was very well taken care of, right? But you get one mind and you get one body. Don't get to a point in your life where you aren't taking care of both of those. And while I think there are a lot of places that you can develop, I'm just going to tell you as a business person, what I see for young people today too is the inability to communicate. Learn to communicate. Learn to write appropriately, learn to speak appropriately. You don't have to get up and take the microphone and stand in front of people. It's good for you to do that. But learn to be able to articulate your thoughts and your visions and your plans. There's no way you could convince venture capital to help you if you didn't clearly understand how to communicate to them. Learn to do that. And then lastly, learn the skill of resilience. Resilience is not a talent. It's something you can actually learn. And the world is more entitled today than I've ever seen it. And I'm going to tell you, you cannot learn resilience if you're an entitled person. The world owes you nothing. Nobody owes you nothing. And you will only learn resilience in hard times. And I'm sad to say, but the harder times are, the better you are at learning resilience. I get excited in my company when we see headwinds coming, because I know we're going to exercise that resilient muscle. And on the other side of it, we're going to be stronger and better than we were before we faced the hard times. Accept your challenges, accept your failures, accept the things that bother you, accept the headwinds of life as an opportunity to learn how to be more resilient. And lastly, I would just tell you, don't become an entrepreneur because you think it's going to give you freedom or a lot of money. Do it for the right reasons. Be significant, make a difference, change people's lives. Find your talent. Everybody has a talent. And become the very best at that talent. Money and success and whatever will follow you if you're the best at what you're talented at. Thank you.